What's up and welcome back to another video on the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're back with another prediction video, and this time for the NA Fall Invitational coming up this weekend. And this is a really big one because this is kind of your major spots getting thrown out. This is the final NA regional before the major, and it's really important that you do good here because, especially for your top 10 teams, pretty much, they all have a chance of making it still. They are very, very close in points, so they can still make it. As long as they make a deep run here, they're good to go. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Genji doesn't have a lot of pressure on them this tournament. They've already qualified. They're most likely going to be first seed, especially if they place high in this tournament, at least like top 4, I think. They'll be like probably first seed, most likely. I'm not quite sure. I think this would be a pretty easy 3-0 for them. I think Seoul's a good team, but just honestly, it's just, whatever. Version 1, 26 Rising, same thing here. 26 Rising are a little bit better. I think they'll get a game against Version 1, but besides that, not a lot. FaZe Clan Knights, I think that's going to be a 3-0. Knights are good roster, but FaZe Clan is FaZe Clan. What can you really do there? Space Station Rogue, I think this would go to a 3-1 as well. Not Genji. Accelerate, NRG. I think NRG take it in a game 5. G2 Dignitas, I'm giving it a 3-1. Furia Shopify, could be a close one. I think Furia have shown up recently, and I think they'll prove to be a really good team. Optic Complexity, this is one of your more interesting matches because this was kind of like your midpoint match. This is a 1-1. Both these teams can go either way. It's whoever shows up today. Complexity won last time. Optic won the first time. I am going to give it to Optic in game 5. Yeah. Alright, all of your top 8 beat all of the bottom ones. So, no upsets first round. Maybe Accelerate could change. Complexity could be a little different. Whatever. Genji versus Optic. I'm going to give that one to Genji in a game 5. FaZe Clan NRG. I think I'm going to give it to FaZe Clan 3-1. Version 1 Furia. I'm going to give that to Furia 3-2. Space Station G2. That's a close one as well. I'm not sure here. Space Station have shown up recently. G2 have kind of died down a little bit. I think G2 will come back and be really vengeful here. They missed out on top 8 last regional. They want to come back and show that they're a good team. Complexity Soul, that's a good old 3-0, I believe. Accelerate Knights, that could go either way. I'm going to give that one in favor. I'm going to give it a little bit of an upset here. Throw it off, give it to Knights in a 5. 26 Rising, Shopify, I think that would be a 3-1. Dignitas, Rogue, that could go back and forth as well. I'm going to give it to Dignitas in a game 5. Round 3 matches, FaZe Furia. I'm going to give this one to Furia. I'm going to give it a bit of an upset in game 5. Furia, go 3-0. Genji, G2. That's a close one. I'm going to give that one a good 3-1. I think G2 get the revenge. They sweep. They go 3-0. V1 Knights. I think V1 take it. Space Station Dignitas. I want to give an upset to Dignitas here. I want to see Dignitas make a good run because they still have major contingent possibilities, but they have to make it very high. But I'm still going to give it to Space Station. Optic Shopify. I'm actually going to give this one to Shopify. I feel Shopify might get the upset here. Optic sometimes just mess up. Like, they just kind of throw a little bit. I think they're going to do that game. I just feel it coming. NRG, Complexity. I'm going to give that one to NRG in a game 5. Accelerate, Soul. I like both these teams. I think Accelerate is a stronger team. Do I want to perfect sweep Soul out of the tournament? No. I think they take a game. Rogue, 26 Rising. I'm going to give it to 26 Rising. I want to get the upset here. Possibly an upset. Depends on how you look at it. I'm putting it in favor of 26 Rising now. Rogue have not shown up when needed. Just not where they need to be. FaZe Shopify. That's a pretty easy 3-1. Genji NRG. I'm going to give it to I'm going to give it to NRG in a game 5. Space Station V1. I'm going to give that one to V1 and 4. Kind of just throwing out random picks here. Kind of randomizing just anything impossible. Complexity, 26 Rising, 3-1. Optic, Accelerate. I think Optic take this, but barely. I think Accelerate keep it a close game and almost just barely eliminate Optic. Dignitas, Knights. I'm going to give Dig in 5. And, with that being said, once again, 5 out of the 6 teams down here have made top 8. Genji looking to go back to back to back second places at least and try to go for the win. Space Station looking pretty good in top 4. Optic do need to make a deep run here if they want to do anything. Shopify, Complexity, those are more teams that are in the running. They can still make it, but they got to get a deep run as well. So I think Genji, I think they got the Mickey series. Let's say that they got the easiest one out of all of the lower bracket, so they're in the top eight. But they almost get reverse swept out of it. So scary, but it happens. Space Station Optic Gaming. How controversial would it be for this to make the top eight? Your final match of the Swiss, the Optic Space Station. That's a bit of an interesting one. I'm not sure where I want to go with this. I think, I feel like Space Station are like your pretty confident right answers, and I think even if Space Station lose here, they don't have a lot to worry about. I think they'll be like maybe if they lose out here, they'll be like fourth seed maybe. I'm honestly feeling I want to give it this. I want to give it to Optic, but Space Station just they seem like that team, and I feel like Optic seem like that team that they're so close to closing it out, but then throw the most random things. Like they keep it so close to that final game where they just let it go. Shopify Complexity. Both these teams, if they want a chance to make the major, they have to qualify for this top eight and make a deep run in the top eight. And Complexity won last time. Shopify was the first regional. I'm gonna give it to Complexity and a 5 though. I just feel that kind of throwing out random results here. But yeah. And with that being said, you have G2 and Furia going 3-0. FaZe Clan version 1 NRG going 3-1. Complexity, Genji, and Space Station going 3-2, and teams like Optic Gaming and Shopify Rebellion going out 2-3, and Rogue going 0-3. So, yeah, bit random, but it may work. Now to playoffs. So, here it is. These teams, I think a lot of these teams, if G2 want to do good here, they really got to make it out of this. Version 1, I think they're pretty good in the running. NRG have to make a deep run in this one. Furia, I think, have to make a pretty deep run. Genji, I think they're already set. They're in the major. They don't really have to worry. The only thing they're fighting for is first seed. FaZe Clan, pretty much in the major as well. Complexity, they have to make a deep run here. So, yeah. Starting off, G2, Space Station. G2 have kind of died down a lot since last season. And I think Space Station is a good team. And I really want to see the upset here. Space, kind of an upset if you think about it. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think G2 taking it 6. I'm confident with that. I think Space Station will look good to start it off, but then kind of let it go as the tournament series later goes on. You know what I mean? Version 1, NRG. Version 1, they beat NRG, I think 4-1 last time. I'm going to give it a 4-2. A little bit more trust in NRG, but I still don't think they beat V1. Furia, Genji, I think this would be a close one. I think it'll go to game 7, but I think Furia take it. FaZe Clan Complexity. FaZe Clan, it's FaZe Clan. I think they take it 4-1. Complexity have looked good actually, so I'm gonna give that a 4-2. But I think FaZe Clan are just it's FaZe Clan. What can you really do there? And semifinals. I think with that being said, I don't know about Furia, but I believe G2 may have made it with this. I'm not positive. We'll see. G2 V1. V1 won the last regional. So whatever. G2 though, I'm gonna give it in a game 7. Yeah, I'll give it a game 7. Pretty confident with that. Furia, FaZe. Closest match probably of this entire tournament right here. Furia, FaZe Clan. I feel like Furia could definitely can beat FaZe. I think they have beaten FaZe on land. But I think FaZe Clan have looked pretty good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 4-3 in favor of Furia. I think Furia get the upside here. Just want to see it. First time Furia goes to the grand finals and a North American regional. G2 Furia. So weird. G2, I think getting second place here pretty much auto qualifies them for the major. Furia, I think winning this will qualify them for the major. I'm not sure about second place though. That kind of maybe depends on results from other teams and stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure. But I'm gonna give it in favor of G2 and 6. Which means G2 win the regional. And with that being said, your RLCS points here, fall split. Version 1 and FaZe Clan take the lead in the overall standings, tied at 31, and which most likely means they'll have to probably do a tiebreaker there to get first seed. Genji, third seed, auto qualified. G2 confirmed with 4 seed and 29 points, and Furia and Space Station Gaming have to take on each other for the 5th seed spot to qualify for the major. With that being said, from the results here, NRG, Complexity, Optic, Shopify, Dignitas, Accelerate Knights, Rising, Rogue, and Soul have no chance of making it. The only ones that really had a chance were Energy, Complexity, Optic, and maybe Shopify. But besides that, what can you really do? Anyways, yep, there are my results. And yeah, I guess we'll see where that goes this weekend. And yeah, if you disagree with anything, let me know in the comment section down below. As well as, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and follow me in the description on all my socials. Appreciate it. Anyways, have a good rest of your day, and see ya.